Hello and welcome back to another radio podcast. It's not really a radio, but we're going to pretend like it is because of our logo. Now, let's have a little story time before I have to head off. Now, I'm going to tell a few stories about my personal life. Some are funny, probably going to be funny to you, maybe not to others, but they are going to be stories. So, one time I was at a soccer game, I used to play soccer. I used to be very, very athletic. So I played soccer, and I was little at the time, and I decided, hey, why not kick it around? Someone asked for the ball, and I said, sure. Kicked it over to him, and I got kicked in the face. I don't know who it was by, but my dad told me, or that's what I remember from him telling me. He thought I was going to beat the kid up. But I cried, so. Yeah. Soccer balls hurt sometimes. Yeah, people don't like getting kicked in the face. Anyways, here's another story. So, I was at gymnastics, right? I did gymnastics for about 6, 7 years, off and on. I wasn't very determined back then, but I am now. So I decided, hey, why not do it? Why not give it my all? I did, and I got offered to go into the Olympics. Well, I was moving. That's just what my dad told me. I'm not sure what happened, but as I remember from what he told me correctly, and if I'm not, please do not get mad, but I was offered to go to the Olympics. But we had other plans. So yeah, that was about it for that story. There's not really much to it that I remember. Now let's see. Oh yeah. So one time I was at the mountain. The mountain name was Bald Rock. On the mountain there, there was a lighthouse on top. I was nowhere near a cliff, so do not worry. Nowhere near a cliff. But I found this one rock, and I thought, hey, it'd be very enthusiastic of me, or if that's the right term I'm using. I'm going to get on it, and I am going to walk on it. Well, walking on it wasn't a very good idea, because when I did, I fell and I slipped. And at this time I was thinking, oh my gosh, here we go again. Well, brace for impact. And when I did, I kind of blacked out. Yeah, my eyes were open. I know they were open because I could feel the cold air. But I blacked out. I don't know how long. I don't remember how long, but I blacked out. I hit it on the back of my skull. And just remember, I fell. I did not trip. I fell. My foot slipped under me, and I fell. But here's another story. So this is one time where me being the dumb self I am, I decided, hey, why not cut a yo-yo? Why not cut a yo-yo in half and see if I can make some cool shoes out of it, right? Like one of those little skater shoes. Yes, I decided, hey, why not cut the shoes? I mean, not the shoes, the yo-yo. Well, I did, and at the time it was as sharp as a chef knife, you know. I cut my finger. Cut my finger. And I looked at it. I knew it was bad. I kind of waited. Then I kind of shook it around. I walk over to the front porch. My dad's sitting. I don't know if he was sitting with a friend. I think he was sitting with a friend. And I tell him, hey, I need to go to the doctor. He looks at my hand and says, what happened? I said, I cut myself. Accidentally. Cutting the yo-yo. That was very dumb of me. But I have many injury stories to go on and go on about. Some of them are funny, some of them are dumb, and some of them you probably won't even get. One time I was being a little obnoxious child, and I decided, hey, why not get on the car? Why not get in the car? Why not get in my dad's car? When I tell you, I thought I was the king of the world. At the end of the story, you'll find out what I actually thought. But we decided, hey, why not go up there and show that we could do it? I did it. My dad told me to get down. I said, no, I slip off the thing. I slip off the thing. Off the car. I slip off the car. And I land on my arm. I land directly on my arm. When I tell you I've never felt such pain that day as I did, as I thought I would have. Let me tell you, I was right. Yeah, we decided to go to the hospital, and I had to wear a cast. And I thought, that wasn't going to stop me. I'm going to play the Wii. Have you ever tried playing a Wii with a cast on your arm? Yeah, kind of looks stupid. You know, you think you can do Wii bowling with your strong arm, with your hand. When I ask you for the broken hand, you'd be like, oh well, you know. You see, this what happened. You see, it doesn't make sense because you can't move that arm. But I learned that day to not get on cars. But I did get on a roof, and I did get on a tree. Let me tell you about those two. So, I was little. Again, I did a lot of stupid things. I was little, and I looked at the tree beside my house, and I thought, I could climb that. I climbed it. I was on the roof. That's where I spent most of my time. Most of my time was on the roof, hiding. My dad would tell me to get down. I said no. No. And then we jumped off the roof, you know. You know how that goes. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've been on that roof. I miss it. But, yes. The roof was a thing. And, yes, the roof. Big old roof. Anyways. Next, about the tree. I know you're all wondering about the tree, you know. So there was a 10 to 11 feet tree in my backyard, or more. It was a very, very tall tree. Very tall. And I decided, hey, there's a vine on the side of it. Let's climb it. I did. By the way, nothing happens in the story. I climb it. I thought, this is pretty scary. I'm 12 feet up above the ground right now, or what it looked like for my small body and my small hands. I thought, this is a very, very small, very big place to drop. I'm scared. I am very scared. Well, being the dummy that I am and very determined, I said, yeah, I'm going to climb it some more. I climbed it, and I got used to it. I climbed it, and I climbed it, and I climbed it. And one time the babysitter saw me climb it. She came out there, looked at me, and said, get down from there. Get down. I didn't get down until later on, like 1 hour later. I was having too much fun being king of the world up on a tree. Oh, and by the way, you had to cross multiple thin vines to get to that one thick one. So you had to climb across the tree and get down from there. And the vine could have snapped any time. And there was like a fence below me. It was like a square fence below me, and it was separated from the neighbors. There was like a fence below me, right? Metal fence. I was so scared that I was going to fall, but I still got back up there because what I'm supposed to do. If I see a big tree in the backyard with a vine, I'm going to climb it. If you put a rope in front of me and say, hey, do not climb this, that's going to make me want to climb it even more. So anyways, let's see. So any more story? Oh yeah, I walked away from my parents to go to a park and then walked out of the park. Let me tell you how this happened though. So I was my own business. The neighbor came up with me and said, hey, the neighbor was my friend, by the way. We were both same age. He was a little bit older than me. He said, hey, why don't we go walk around? I look around. I said, yeah, sure, let's walk around. When I tell you, I didn't tell my dad where I was going. That's the worst thing you can do at this point, is to tell your dad where you're not going. I mean, let me rephrase it. It's the worst thing to do is to not tell your dad where you're going. And at this time, I was far. I was a pretty good distance away from the house, pretty few blocks. We were at this park, right? We started swinging, having a good time. Woo! We're having a good time swinging, right? At this time, my dad saw that I was gone, or he probably knew beforehand. He saw that I was gone and I wasn't in the yard. He checked the backyard. I wasn't in the backyard. So in a panic, he drove around trying to look for me. And I was at a park. I was swinging, having a good time. Then, for a dumb reason, we decided, hey, let's go away from this park and let's go into the woods. Yes, I went into another woods. We have multiple stories about woods. If you don't like woods, wait until our next story that is not about woods. I will let you know. But anyways, we went into the woods and we found this big tree. This tree was like huge. It was like those climbing trees that was meant to be climbed. As a kid, you look at the tree and say, yeah, I could climb that, and it has many branches flipping off everywhere, you know. And I decided, yeah, let's get on it. And after that, I went back to the house. Oh, I was starting to go back to the house, and my dad got me. My dad caught me. Neighbor's kid got in trouble too. We both got in trouble that time. Yes. Now I'll admit, I was very scared when my dad caught me, because he had that look of anger on his face. Now that he doesn't, I'm like, no. But when he did it, at the time, I was very young. I was very skittish. I was like, oh, hey, Dad, hey. And then we went back to the house and I got in trouble. Well, there was another time when, wait, did I already tell the story? I did multiple takes of this. Well, anyways, this is all the time that I have right now. I don't want to make this too long, but hope y'all like this. I will be back with another stories, some long stories. I will be back. And thank you, and have a wonderful day. Your host, your radio host, Blue, signing off.